Hello, everyone. Kevin here with the Parts and Service Desk. I want to thank you all for joining tonight. Tonight is going to be a really special episode. We've got two really awesome guests. Two. I only usually hope for one, but we've got two tonight. And I think you are going to really love these two guys, just like I do. They are like my brothers from another mothers. I have worked with these guys for a really long time prior to moving. And we still, like everybody with a long distance aspect, have kept in touch the best we can. And now that I'm back closer, buddy, we're going to be hanging out all the time. So again, for those of you that are watching right now, we are live on YouTube, Rumble, Facebook Live. You can also check out this show afterwards when it gets uploaded to podcast like Anchor, Spotify, and Apple Podcast as well. So we'll be on that. And also we've just recently added Odyssey. So that one's a little new for us. We're still working with that one, getting some stuff uploaded for some of our previous episodes. So thank you so much again for tuning in. Really appreciate all the love and support that you've got to us. If you haven't already, and this is your first time joining us, please make sure you subscribe, hit that bell notification so you get all of our current updates and can check out some of our other episodes. Make sure if you would like, tag, and share. Really appreciate it. It really helps us out. So without further ado, we're going to bring on both of our guests here. So you're going to really like these guys. Stay tuned through the entire show. We might run a little long today. Again, I think you're going to like it. All right. And here we are. We've got the Mac Daddy team. We have got Super Dave Davis and also the BBG, Mr. Eugene McClellan. Hey, guys, how are you all doing? Thanks for being on the show.
Doing well.
Thanks for having us. Good to see you.
Yeah, good seeing you guys.
Long time no see, my brother.
Yeah.
Man.
Always in the thoughts, though. Always in the thoughts.
I know. Yeah, I tell you, I'm hoping this is going to be a relaxing show. I've got my amaretto sour here. I've got a little bit of deer jerky and cheese. So I think we're ready. Oh, Eugene's got his beverage. There we go. Dave's got his cup. Not a solo cup.
I was told to put it in a cup.
Awesome. Well, usually how I like to start out the show, obviously, is getting you guys on, kind of letting everyone kind of get to know you a little bit. So, Dave, kind of tell us a little bit about yourself and, how kind of where you were at, what you've been doing, maybe where you're at now. And I always like to mention, we try to avoid any company names or anything like that because we don't want to ever upset anybody. So if you would start us out and we'll go from there.
Well, I'm Dave, as Kevin said. These two guys I worked with for, 10 years or so, I'd say, in a dealership, car dealership, service desk work. It was rough. It was fun though. These two made it so much better. That's for sure. Enjoyed the job a lot. Decided that customer service really wasn't much in the mix for me. So at that point, about 2012, I left and started doing factory work. So from 2012 until prior, I am still currently doing factory work. So
factory work. So now you're working for a manufacturer.
Correct.
Right. So, that's kind of exciting. What is it you do at this factory? Can you tell us about that?
I run heat treat furnaces. So
okay.
I harden gearing for companies is what I do. So
and like transmissions or other things like that.
Yeah. Transmissions is basically
okay.
what we do. We harden all the gearing for a lot of transmissions.
Okay.
So
that same thing every day, going down an assembly line kind of a deal.
I don't personally work in assembly. I work out in production.
Okay.
So there's a big difference between assembly production. But basically I'm a overqualified baker.
Instead of baking cakes, you're baking steel.
Correct. Yep.
Awesome.
Play with acetylene and nitrogen and zero gravity. It's pretty cool. It's pretty fun. Yeah, big machines, big machines.
Man, that's definitely something I couldn't handle the heat myself.
No, it does.
Pretty phase, I'm telling you, I don't know if I could do it.
That's how I stay so thin, man. Is all that heat in there just sweats all out.
That's how.
Yeah.
You have to eat.
All I eat, trust me. Thanks, Kevin.
Yeah. So now, Gene, obviously you're the next member in our trio here, and obviously we've all worked together. So from when we worked together, I know you were there a little bit longer after I left because I had moved away out west. But when did you leave, and where are you at now? What did you do in between from there to where you're at?
Probably left a couple years after you did.
Okay.
I'm still in the biz. I'm a customer service specialist. I can't do anything else. I just try to make people happy. Do what I'm supposed to do, and just try to, actively listen to people and take care of the customers. I get a lot of gratification from that. So again, I'm a lifer. So now I have ascended the ranks, and now I'm actually a service manager.
Nice.
And that's been that almost a year or so. Ready for it. Like I said, it's just I've been doing this for almost 30 years. So it's rewarding. It's stressful. But like I said, that's what I enjoy. Just taking care of the customers and putting smiles on people's faces, man.
Smiles for miles.
It's not hard for you to do, man.
Gene, I tell you, you are like that glow. You're like the happy pregnant lady. Anytime anybody's around you, everybody just wants to like touch and feel you. Make everybody feel good.
Yes. I'm very approachable, I've been told. Very approachable. That's a curse sometimes. I gotta listen to a lot of stories.
Oh, I know.
But thank you. First of all, thank you.
Yeah.
Like I said, man, I just I'm a karma guy, and I feel if you try to give off positive vibes, you're gonna get that stuff in return. Yeah. I after all this time, I guess I still love people.
Yeah. I used to be a people person myself, but people ruined it for me.
I hate people. I'm not a people person.
How about addendum? I love people in moderation. How about that?
Yeah, there you go. Moderation. Right? Yeah.
Yep.
So I was a service manager too for a little while. I did the Volkswagen thing, which was a lot of people can like Volkswagen. I think some of their older stuff is cool. The newer Volkswagens, I don't know.
Is that when you moved?
That was when we moved from out west, kind of back to the Midwest. Did that for a little while. COVID changed the plans of that. They changed some of their structure. Yeah. And so got out of that.
What hasn't COVID changed?
Yeah. And but I tell you, probably the most
the
absolute
that guy
right there. But probably my most favorite position within the dealership world, which is along the lines with everything else that I do, is custom accessories. And I tell you what, man, I have never seen probably the easiest revenue generator in a dealership, because people come to you to personalize their vehicle. They come to you to make it their own, because you can buy the coolest F-150 or Silverado or Ram or WRX, and it's cool, but maybe you want to add a wing to that WRX or a lift kit to one of those trucks, or put a custom exhaust on a Mustang just to make it sound loud. People don't always know how to do that when they buy a car. And you can buy a car and include that in the loan, or pay for it separate and then still buy your brand new car with all this stuff on it. It's amazing how easy it is when you've got the mindset for it, having techs that enjoy it, that just aren't like, oh, that's aftermarket crap. Well, all right. You work on a clean car. Usually it's a new car or relatively new. Nothing's rusted. I mean, easy. People just throwing $100 bills at you.
Absolutely. Everybody appreciates the individualism of their car. And it's not, just young people, it's older people, when you see that F-150 go down the road and it's got the silver F-150 mud flaps, or the chrome F-150 mud flaps on it, and it's got the hood scoop on it, and it's got, the fender flares, and it don't come like that from the factory.
Yep. No.
So all about the individualism. Yeah, express.
Yeah, but Yeah, like you're saying, express yourself. You got to put just a little bit of taste into your automobile. You got to think that's a big investment that you're doing. You know, that's huge. You know, so why not make it a little bit of your own and be able to enjoy it? You spend more time in your automobile, you know, than what you really think you would.
Yeah.
You know, traveling to and from work, you know, I mean, cars are huge.
Oh, yeah. Back when I used to sell cars, I used to always tell people that were frustrated because they couldn't find that exact right color. They found a few that they liked. You know, it's always great when you can get the exact color you want. And don't get me wrong, I would do the same thing. I want the color I want, and that's it. But if you had an alternative, a second choice, I would just tell folks, you know, you only see it when you're walking up to the car or when you turn to look at it and check it out when you walk away. All your time's on the inside of the car.
My man, never used that one. Damn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
But
never used that one. I appreciate that.
You can borrow that one.
I can appreciate that. That's why you are the man. What are you munching on?
Oh yeah, I prior to the show starting, I told Dave I've got some deer sausage, some spicy jalapeno deer sausage, and some Swiss cheese.
You need to mail me some of that.
Not exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Bro.
Well, I get it from my brother-in-law. Whenever he goes out with one of his kids and gets a younger doe or something, you know, one that's good enough to get, I'm like, don't forget about me. So we'll usually do a couple steaks. I haven't mastered the steak thing yet. Getting there, though. It's really good if you take some of those big steaks or roasts and do like an Italian beef kind of a thing in a crock pot with a whole bunch of maraschino peppers or whatever they are.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
And that really gets the tame, woodsy flavor out of it. And man, it is good.
Oh, yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, a lot of deer burger. I like to consider myself the poser hunter. I have some camouflage, but I'm not really a hunter. So I've been once with my other brother-in-law, and it was a terrible experience. I couldn't stay quiet enough for him, and I was bored.
I do my hunting in Kroger's, and you should see it.
Yeah, right. Right.
For me here, it's Myers.
I'm throwing my bank card at it.
Quite efficient.
Right.
Throwing the bank card at it.
Dude,
oh my gosh.
Prices of stuff, dude, it's crazy.
Oh, I know.
Absolutely nuts.
Well, I found a trick. And, you know, of course, by saying this, I'm going to let the cat out of the bag and everybody's going to do it or try to check it out.
Well, you can just text it to us.
Well, you know, there's food service places, right? That a lot of businesses and facilities get food for when they have big banquets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of these places, you'll have to check them out. You might have to call and ask, or they might have a website that'll tell you if they do. But a lot of them actually sell to the public. And you can get meat.
Life hack.
Yeah, life hack. So check that out. It might be something worth it. You know, I'm not sure who the companies are in your area. I'm sure they're probably going to be mostly around downtown, but definitely something worth checking out and, you know, seeing if you can get like steaks cheaper. I mean, here the steaks have gone up. I think they're like $14 a pound in Sam's Club and like Costco. Mm-hmm. Through this one.
Yeah.
Here, they're like
ridiculous.
Yeah,
it is.
I want to say they're like $10 a pound at this one facility we have here in town. So, you know, $4 is $4 per pound.
Man, I'll spend some money on some food though.
I don't even talk about that. you know that's my other job. This thing right here.
Hey, you know, you and I share that thing. That's why I'm really excited that them new emojis are coming out
with the pregnant people.
Hello?
No, I call them dad bod emojis.
Oh yeah.
The who?
The dad bod.
Yeah, they're dad bod emojis.
Oh, okay, yeah. You know, I embrace my dad bod. I told the kids last time we all had dinner together that you know, guys, I'm not even gonna try anymore. You know, what you see is what you get. Yep. So, you know,
good enough for me.
I want to enjoy my food and all that other stuff. So you're gonna see me wear some crazy stuff. I'm just wearing what fits.
Yep. Called sweatpants and a hoodie.
There it is.
Or a flannel.
There it is. Absolutely.
Yep. So Gene, what do you like doing in your spare time? I know one thing you like doing. I know. Obviously, by your shirt and by the room you showed us in prior to coming on, I understand you're a big UK fan.
Class of '93.
Woo!
Thank you very much.
Oh yeah.
Go Cats.
Oh,
Go
yeah.
Cats. Yes, sir. So yeah, I'm sitting currently in the Rupp Arena North in Cincinnati, Ohio. Yeah, this is Sovereign Kentucky ground in Cincinnati.
Yeah, yeah.
But wow. When I do have free time, which isn't very much, I'm lying. I enjoy hanging out with my family. I'm not gonna lie. My wife's my best friend, obviously, so I spend a lot of time with her. But I play a lot of FIFA. I ain't gonna lie. I play a lot of FIFA. That just kind of helps me flush the toilet at night. From all the concerns that I have to deal with. I take about 45 minutes to myself, play a couple matches, and when I emerge on the other side, I'm a lot better person. Yeah, man. I just like I said, I hang out with my family. We do a lot of eating. I was fortunate enough my kids embrace the eating. So we just try to make gourmet meals.
Oh, that's awesome.
And we do a lot of cruising.
There we go.
We cruise a couple times a year. That really helps flush the toilet. But yeah, man. I mean, it's. I'm on a gravy train with biscuit wheels. I ain't gonna lie to nobody. Ain't nothing perfect, but I really, I'm loving life, and
shit.
I'm growing gracefully with age, and I'm embracing all of that stuff. So yeah, man. I'm blessed. I'm blessed.
Nice. Oh, I'm happy to hear. Yeah, I always love whenever you post pictures on Facebook of you traveling everywhere and all the cool places you're going to.
Hey man, can we get that video of him singing Love Shack on the cruise with his old lady? I want to see that video.
I have not seen that video, so that's
something
I'll have to
cruise about that.
I'll have to cruise about that.
Wow, dude, it was the best video, hands down. Wow. I have to find it, Kevin, and I have to send it to you, dude. It was awesome.
That's
wow. Okay. That'll be for the follow-up show.
See? I pay attention. That's funny.
That's awesome. So how about you, Dave? What do you do in your spare time?
Kids, family, like Gene said. Jesse, which is my better half, decided to buy a short bus.
Nice.
And now she wants to turn it into a camper.
That's cool. Now you sent me a picture of that. Unfortunately, I've still had trouble getting that to load.
Yeah, so pretty much in my spare time, my garage, 99% of the time, if you find me at my house, I'm in my garage working on something. Whether it's a lawnmower, a car, a bus, turning into a camper.
Wait. I'm still. So I didn't hear motorcycle.
There is a motorcycle. Well, there's two motorcycles in my garage right now. My Sportster that I bought, that I kind of put on the back burner, because I'm going to build that for Cam and let my little boy have that one, because I don't want to get back on a bike. I'm just not. I got kids. Too dangerous for me. The family comes first. Yeah. I'll deal with that stuff.
Sorry, a little segue here, folks. Last time I saw this gentleman on a bike, I understand what he's talking about now, because he didn't have the wife and kids at the time, and he was, in his own words, getting it.
Don't tell people that, man.
I didn't know that. I didn't know
that's why I got
the way you rolled that throttle when you were driving. That's why you had those ape hangers, so you could get that throttle turn.
Dude, I put the ape hangers on the Sportster because I thought it'd slow me down.
Yeah,
not this, dude. I don't go slow. I don't slow down. I just keep
that right on 275.
Yeah, dude.
Get it.
I'm out. Try to keep up. But outside of that, man, it's a lot of chilling with the kids, playing with my daughter, my little boy. Best things that ever happened to me.
Right on.
The girl, hands down, best thing that ever happened to me. We got a beautiful family. So I just try to keep up with them, build forts in the living room, try to.
Oh, that's the best.
Dude, they're 100
then you
miles an
destroy it,
hour.
and the wife tells you to clean it up.
Yeah, because they don't.
We're not supposed to cover that up.
Oh, there it is. There's the bus.
Magic bus.
Oh, dude, did I
Magic
send you
bus.
any pictures of the inside of it ever since I took all the wiring and all that out of it?
Not on the text you didn't, but I know they're on the Facebook there.
Yeah, so here's the deal. So with these school buses, right? A lot of people like me, I went through when I bought the bus. Somebody had already tried to convert it into a camper, right?
Okay.
So they had, dude, I'm not lying. They had a double bowl sink, right? And a granite countertop.
Nice.
In this bus, right?
Okay.
No, you don't. That's way too much weight.
Yeah, I'm just thinking.
Much.
That's weird.
Right.
Yeah.
And too much space. If you're thinking a 4-window, but 8-window bus is what it's really called.
Yeah, 4 on each side, right?
Yeah. So you can't have all that. You can't have all that in that bus. So I gutted the entire thing. Right. So once I got all the rivets out of it, the 10,864,000 rivets that I had to deal with, grinding, like putting with a grinder, putting grind marks in it, grab a chisel, smack it with a hammer, bust the rivets out. Oh, it was horrible.
Yeah.
So I ripped all the wiring out of it that goes to the brake lights, emergency windows, emergency hatch, everything that had anything to do with just the school bus came out. Bye. It's gone. I only left power for the engine is all. So engine right now, it'll start and run and I can move it and drive it. It'll start and run. So everything, what I want to do with this is everything besides like your brake lights, turn signals, headlights, wipers, things you need for an automobile are strictly going to run off the front of the bus. Everything from the driver's seat back, when I put like the fridge, lighting, whatever in it, is all going to be ran off of solar panels and a generator.
Really?
Strictly. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Are you going to build a structure on top for the panels like I've seen some guys do, or?
Yeah, I will have to do something like that. So I kept some of the sheet metal from the inside of the bus.
Okay.
To be able to use for that, like, like a wind deflector, like you see on like a semi, like on the front of a semi, you got the wind deflectors or whatnot. I'm going to do that to where the wind won't get up underneath the solar panels.
Okay.
And rip them off, as you're driving down the road.
We need to rip off some of that F1 technology and get some of that energy from the brakes and apply it to the working electronics. I'll call Leonard Hamilton or see if I can get something hooked up for you.
Yeah, right. That's it's gonna be cool, dude. Everybody's like, you got a time frame on this thing. When's it gonna be done? When are you gonna be done with it? I'm not, I'm not going to put a time frame on something because if I do,
it could be 2 months. It could be 3 months. It could be 5 months.
Yeah. And I want this for the, and Jesse bought it because I want to be able to jump in this thing and go to West Virginia.
Yeah. There you go.
That way we don't have to worry about anything or go to Lake Cumberland or something, or just Tennessee
or driving
something crazy. Yeah.
Terre Haute.
Terre Haute. Is that? I had fun with that last night, by the way.
Yep. The biggest thing that there is like an Outback, an Olive Garden, a couple of those chain steakhouses, and Taco Bell, Burger King, and McDonald's. That's about it. The malls are gone, and we got a Lowe's.
Okay.
But We got Lowe's and Menard. There's no Home Depot.
Ooh.
Do you have an Angelos Pizza?
No,
Nope.
they don't come out this way, dude. Angelos, man. I can tell you what, Angelos
Big
and
Mama.
me, Angelos
Big
and me
Mama.
go way back. Because when I used to visit my uncle, he's unfortunately since passed. My uncle, he lived in Ross, Ohio, and in Ross at 128, there's like an intersection. It's like a 5-way intersection, and there's a little Angelos Pizza. It's been there 30 years, 40 years easily in this little old tiny strip mall building of like 2 businesses. Oh man, best pizza I ever had. I don't think they've ever changed the taste of it. Their steak hoagies are amazing. So I love Angelo's Pizza.
Man, you get your steak hoagie and it comes wrapped in aluminum foil.
Oh
Cheese
yeah,
melted all over it, dude.
Yeah.
Sauce all over the place. You're like, I'm gonna need like 6 napkins. By
I'll
the
just
way,
make the container. No, see, when you're you got little kids, baby wipes are your napkins.
Mhm.
Okay.
They're
Too bad they
moist.
cost and they're expensive.
Yeah, like a box of like 20 packs or 25 packs is like $15-17. So
Where?
not as bad as you'd think.
Where?
Sam's Club, not a sponsor yet.
Yeah. Oh shit.
So now you've had a couple, like some pretty cool rides. You know, we mentioned the bike, which was a Sportster, right?
Yeah, the 1200. Yeah, the
1200,
one
okay.
the 1200.
You used to drive to work, and then do you still have this Cushman that I remember seeing you rewire and paint?
The Cushman.
Little
So
Cushman with a pickup bed on it.
So the Cushman, I got rid of the Cushman
Oh.
because it just sat in my garage and collected dust for the majority of the time that I owned it. That is something I had found. So Jessie had went, and she was looking for wicker furniture,
Okay.
right? She wanted wicker furniture for the backyard. So she calls me and she was like, hey, clean out the back of your car. I found some wicker furniture. Come down here and check this stuff out and help me get it. Cool. I'm on my way. Clean out the back of the car. I roll down. Pull up to this garage. That's all it was. It was just a garage right across the street from River Downs. Right. And I open my door and I look in the garage and there's this 1967 Cushman truckster. Everybody's like looking around and that's all I'm looking at. And this dude is like looking at me. He's like, do you know what this is? And I was like, no, do you know what it is? He was like, kind of, sort of, you know, blah, blah, blah. Kind of went into the details of his daughter riding it around, whatever. Came into one of them things that I wanted this. Instantly, I was like, it's mine. I don't know what it is. I don't know how it works, but I'm buying this thing. It's what I'm doing.
That would be called an impulse buy for those at home.
Hush. Don't tell my secrets. So dude's like, I'm like, all right, so what's wrong with it? And here, you know how this rabbit hole goes. So what's wrong with it? Oh, you just gotta hook the gas line up to it, put a battery in it. It should fire up, start instantly.
And even though we know that there's more to go on, we're like, okay.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I'm like, okay, dude, cool. Get it home. I'm like, forget it. I'm buying it anyway because it was so cool. So I buy this thing and I get it home. Take the gas tank. First thing I do is take the gas tank and the carburetor out of it. Carburetor's all gummed up. Gas tank has like 1.5 inches of rust in the bottom of it. It's got pee holes all over the place, dude. I swear to God, you put gas in this thing, it just leaks instantly.
Fires right up.
But I knew at that point when I seen it, and he didn't really have a whole lot of information on it. I knew what I was getting into.
Yeah.
But who has ever seen one of these? You know what?
Yeah.
Unless you're like super old school and like fat. So what they used them for, they used them in factories.
Okay.
So like in a factory like I work at, they would put parts in the back of them and drive them from place to place, or like skilled trades guys would have them to have their tools on the back of them. They drive them, you know, here and there. They used them in New York as parking meter readers. So the parking police, they used them in New York, I want to say, a lot.
Okay.
So I just said, I'm going to rebuild this thing. So I had to do a bunch of research on it. It's kind of rough trying to figure out because the VIN plate on it didn't have any info on it anymore.
Right.
So I couldn't get like the year, anything like that. So I had to call a company, and he had me, the guy at the company in the parts department had me reading the transmission, the tag on the transmission. And then it kind of gave me a better idea on what year, that this thing was. So I rebuilt it. Yes. I rewired the whole thing. I painted, it was green. I stripped it. I painted it 1967 Ford Grabber blue is what color it wound up being. It's super fun. Dropped Addison off at school with it, picked her up from school. Nice. Yeah, rolled around the neighborhood, put a speaker in it, turned my radio on, just 3-speed on the tree, so you had to, you was getting it, rolling a little 3-wheel Cushman around, dude. It was super cool. Super cool, but yeah, no way.
No,
but it was cool. No. Yeah, it was cool. I'm going to see if I can find a picture of it here real quick and see if I can show you guys.
So then, while you're looking for that, because I remember you had that Focus ST for a while.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, we always knew you for your reddish purple Ranger.
Accessorized Focus ST, I might add.
Yes, accessorized Focus ST.
Yeah, that was pretty accessorized.
And then you got that Edge ST, which you had some fun with that, and then you got to do that Ford Performance ST experience.
I did, right? Yeah, in Utah. So that was really the Utah experience was really cool. All right, here you go, and then you can kind of see there's the Cushman Truckster. Right. Wow. And then there's the ST in the back.
Okay.
But yeah, I got to go to Utah and do the Ford racing experience out in Utah. And that was actually a really cool experience. It was more, instead of kind of like a racing school, it was more like we're gonna show you the capabilities of what this car can do.
Yeah.
So we got to the coolest part, honestly, and I'm not gonna lie, was just being in the car and driving through the mountains of Utah. Mm-hmm. Just the roads of Utah, all the extras things that we got to do, like oversteer and understeer, skid practices in a Taurus. So they put a Taurus up on like rollers that you would see like a tow truck have. And this guy was sitting in the passenger seat, and he had this remote control, and he could lift the front of the car or lower the front of the car, lift the back of the car or lower the back of the car. So where the wheels were just barely even touching the road. And then you would go and you would be like, all right, turn. And then he would lower the front of the car and raise the back of the car, and the car would just be like, and he would teach you how to steer out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, it was cool. The ST experience, if you're buying STs out there, whether they're Explorer STs, Edge STs, Focus STs, whatever, do the experience. It's worth it. I'm telling you. It's super worth it.
Now, I don't know if they're actually doing it in Utah still. I'd have to research that, because the company I used to work for, which has actually been purchased by a different company, they used to own that Motorsports park. And the former owner of the dealer group that I worked for had a pretty big collection of cars out there. And after he had passed, they basically pulled the collection out. A lot of it they sold, a lot of it they kept, probably like a 50-50 split. And I think the writing was kind of on the wall, because the founder of that company, he was kind of like the everyday car guy. He was pretty well into cars, not just as a company owner, but really liked everything about it. And obviously, with his passing, way prior to me working for the company, not everyone always, even family, has the same interests. And so they ended up selling that motorsports park, and now I believe it's called the Utah something park, but it's really nice. It's out there in Utah, out on Highway 80, going out towards the Bonneville Salt Flats. So you weren't too far away from that. I think it's the Utah Motorsports Camp or Megaplex or something like that. But really a fabulous facility. They've done all kinds of stuff out there. They had some, mild F1, some ARCA stuff I've seen out there. They have an interior dirt track. The Nitro Circus guys have done quite a few things out there. Some pretty good famous people live out in Utah. A lot of the car guys on all the shows that we watch. And then, Ken Block, he's a big, motorsports fan that lives out there in the Park City area. So
Park City is beautiful. Park City is one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen in my life. Hands down.
So if you haven't been, Gene, you got to go. You got to go to Utah.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful place.
Would love to. Like I said, I'm trying to take a train cross country, and
that would be awesome.
Utah. I'd love to.
That would be awesome. So what kind of I know, Gene, we remember you, like, if you knew Gene, like, he had this awesome Explorer. We love this thing. Love going to lunch in that Explorer. Love that thing. But what are you driving now?
My
Explorer.
new whip is I have a 2016 Mazda CRX Grand Touring. I call it the Millennium Blue Falcon.
Nice.
And absolutely love that car, man.
Nice.
3 rows.
3 rows. Okay.
Yeah, 3 rows. Okay, so backstory is we got it. Again, we're cruisers. We got it to drive it instead of flying everywhere.
Okay.
So thus, the family with the 3 rows, with the extra cargo. It's a scalded dog. Just a little side story here. The last time we took that thing down to Florida, hope my insurance agent's not listening right now, but
we'll boot them off if they are.
So we're driving down to Florida in that Florida rainstorm. It was 3:00 as always. And I love my car so much. I trust it unequivocally. We're driving down the road and on vacation, and my wife's like, just out of clear blue sky, has never asked me this. She's like, how fast are we going right now? Oh, about 107. In the pouring rain, I have
I was wondering why all those cars were so
I have
boring.
high performance tires, and me and the Millennium Blue Falcon get it.
So that's like on Star Wars when you're driving by those cars, they're just like the stars as the spaceships flying through. They're
Pretty much. Mm-hmm. And I look like Chewbacca when I'm driving by you.
Oh man.
Oh, that's funny as hell. Oh, that's good.
That's the CX-9. My wife. So you guys have had much cooler cars than I do. That's my wife's car. And my boy has an Impreza, a Subaru Impreza. But
nice.
So we're older. I don't fix anything but customers and stuff around the house. You guys have. I've always been jealous because you guys have worked on your own cars for years, and Kevin in that Mustang. I mean, good God, man.
Well, do you remember my wife? So that's how her and I met. Is I sold her a car. I sold her a Focus, and then one day,
for some reason, yes, I do remember that.
well, and then one day before we moved to Ohio, I had said, "Hey, do you like red or blue? The blue one's a manual, which I would prefer, but I hate tan interior. The red one's got black interior. It's an automatic."
Oh yeah.
I like red. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, I need you to come down and finish signing these papers because we're trading your Focus in today. She's like, what? Yeah, I need you to come down because we're trading your Focus in. Your payment's going up like $10 a month. And it was back in 06 when Ford had a special. It was like when all the manufacturers started running these 0%. And it was like 0% for 72 months. Like her payment literally went up like $5 or $10 from a Focus to a fully loaded, granted it's a V6, but a V6 Mustang, an S197. We still have that car. The door panels keep sagging on it like all the leather door panels do. It's got the leather interior and all that. 256,000 miles on this. Maintenance is a key. Maintenance
Absolutely.
is a key.
1,000%.
It's huge.
Yeah. Now,
Massive.
yeah, and if you know those 4 liters, you know they've got constant timing chain issues with the cassettes that always break or whatever when you beat on them. The 5R55S transmission. So we still have the original motor. Knock on wood. Nothing done to the timing because we regularly change the oil every 5,000 miles at the max, anywhere between 3 and 5. Done all the tranny flushes on it. I did have to replace the rear end in it, which was a fiasco to do because of ordering it. And whenever you get remanufactured rear ends when they're coming from a third-party company, those rear ends had an issue with them where the axle tubes would sometimes get warped or bent. And oh my gosh, I went through 3 rear ends from this one company. Finally, I returned them all, got my money back. I bought a used one on Facebook Marketplace for $300. So that's the only replaced part in the vehicle.
Wow.
Man. And that's that red one, right?
Yep, that's the red one.
That did the burnout.
No. That's the 06. My Cobra is the one that did the burnout.
Ah, okay. All right.
We can talk about that. But you've got a really nice Ranger now, don't you, Dave?
Yeah. Oh, the Danger Ranger. I love that truck. Dude, I love that truck. That is hands down. So, yeah, like you were saying earlier, the STs that I've owned, modded out or did whatever to put tuners on, whatever, to the Ranger, man, the Ranger, hands down, I will hold on to that truck. I'm telling you now, it will not go anywhere. That is one of the best vehicles I've probably purchased so far.
I get it. Good luck.
Yeah. And I think it's more like the versatility of it. I think I was always hunting and looking for the perfect vehicle. And I think that's why I bought so many and traded so many in. Like the fast cars, I'm still young, get a fast car, and then the Edge ST came out. And I'm like, ooh, now I'm old and I can still have a grocery fast getter.
Yeah.
Yeah, not working. Got rid of the Edge ST and got that Ranger. Hands down the best thing I ever did.
Nice.
That is not a midlife crisis vehicle for me. I needed it for the extra room.
I don't
it
know.
just happens to be stylish and very fast.
Right.
My midlife crisis vehicle, which I don't know if I'd have to call it a crisis, would be I really like those GT350s. I really like those.
Do you?
That would be the Shelby, the like a 17 to 19 GT350. I like the GT500s, but like a lot of purists, I miss the manual. Even though they opened it up to a paddle shifted, automatically shifted manual, but I still miss the shifter handle in the center. But I really like the GT350. I think that is just a sexy looking car. That would be.
I didn't know we were shooting for the moon. I mean, damn.
Hey, you got to keep up with the Joneses, don't you?
Yeah.
I was trying to be modest. I mean, I want a hot ride.
Damn right here. Hey, I want to put me an old Vegas station wagon back in here.
Oh, that would be nice.
Wouldn't it? I had one of them in high school. My dad bought me one of them in high school. And,
that's one I couldn't get to come through.
Yeah, so when he handed me the keys to it, he came into the house and he was like, "Here," handed me the keys. He's like, "This is for you." And I was like, "Cool, what is it?" He was like, "Obviously it's a car. That's what these are." I'm like, okay.
All right.
He walked me outside and he was like, "Dude, here's the deal." He's like, "No burnouts." And I'm looking at him. I'm like, "Dude, you bought me a station wagon. It's baby blue. How am I going to do burnouts in a baby blue station wagon?"
And then you started it up.
And then I started it up. So what he did, my dad went out there and he rubbed his hands inside the inner wheel wells of the back tires, obviously. He was like, "Remember what I just did?" I was like, "Okay, cool. Whatever." Brought it back like 2 weeks later. He goes out, rubs his hands on the inside of the wheel wells. All this rubber starts falling out.
Yeah.
He looks at me. He's like, "Keys." I'm like, "Huh?" He's like, "Give me the keys." I'm like, "Why?" He was like, "I told you." I handed him the keys. He sold it that night.
Wow.
I was pissed. I went to
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. People had no idea what a baby blue Vegas station wagon was. Neither did I. And I found out pretty quick. I wasn't expecting.
No weight in the rear end.
No, dude. My dad bought that car and he knew what he was doing. He's teaching me a lesson is what he was doing. He's trying to figure out what I was going to do in life. What kind of a person I was going to be. Are you going to be that one that's like us that goes after GTO, gas, tires, and oil? Or are you just going to lay back and just play around in this thing? I don't want playing, dude. I wore that car out. I wore that car out in 2 weeks that I owned it.
Dad, guess what this is? We're aliens with.
What, buddy?
He needs your attention.
He does. All right, can you get back upstairs for a minute, please? All right, well, go back upstairs for a second, buddy.
So yeah, that Cobra that I had, I ended up selling that when we moved to Utah.
Dude.
Oh, I know.
He's awesome.
He just wants to be right there by you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He'll be all right. All right, back to the Cobra. Sorry.
Yeah, so when we moved to Utah, I ended up selling that. And I tell you what, you would not believe how many people that asked, like, "Are you going to a show? Are you going to a show?" Because I was driving the moving truck, towing a trailer with our convertible on the back, Mustang. The wife was driving her Mustang, and my buddy Jamie was driving my Cobra with a U-Haul trailer. So everybody thought we were going to a show to sell some stuff or do something. I'm like, "No, we're just moving." And shortly after we got there, I ended up selling it. I bought like an 07 F-150, which was a nice truck. I didn't really care for it at first because it was kind of that brown color with tan interior. And I'm not normally a big tan interior guy. But as I've gotten older and matured a little bit, I've kind of started to develop an appreciation for it. But then we traded that truck in on a brand new 2016 F-150, which we've still got, and love that thing. It's a sport, nice, comfy cloth interior, heated seats, dad mobile that the wife drives every day. And we've still got that red Mustang, like I said, and we still have the convertible. It's under the knife. A lot of folks that have seen it know it's been a long project, from having kids and everything. They all get put under the sun.
Booyah. Booyah.
It's going to be looking pretty good. That's a rendering I had made. So
coming in hot. That
one will be nice. Good stance. Yep. So be excited when that comes done.
So I'm jealous. I just want to say for the record that same Explorer that y'all saw me in last time you saw me, I drove that buck for 20 years.
That thing's awesome.
And then I got this car. I didn't have a bunch of cool cars. I just had that one. And by the time it was all said and done, broke down on the side of the road on Winton Road, it wasn't that cool anymore. when I was enjoying decade without car payments.
There
Yep.
you go. There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
see,
all the worst thing is car payments. Car
Yeah.
payments suck.
Plus, I
hate
drove
car
my wife's
payments.
car.
Ugh. Ugh.
Man.
Put the miles on her car. Keep the payment.
Oh my goodness.
That's how I pay for cruises. No car payment.
It's a good way to look at it, honestly.
So
You know,
what are
I'm not
what are
lying.
some of the crazy fun things you remember from our days of writing service? You know, because there's a lot of folks that are in some of the service pages online and in social media that follow the show. And I'm what are some of the fun things that you remember that we all either used to do, or some of the crazy moments with those oddball kind of crazy customers or entitled customers? I mean, let me kind of set the stage. So we all have that one customer that comes in, and I'm not talking about like the ones that come in that are yelling, especially the ones that have never been there before, but they're yelling, wanting something. I'm just talking about like the customer that you just can't like stop like doing one of these and scratching your head because you're just trying to figure them out. So imagine you're sitting there writing up customers. You know, you've got one in front of you, just okay, yep, customer states, blah blah blah, and then you look over and you see this lady that just got done getting helped, and you're going, what is going on in this picture? So you really kind of have to look at this picture.
don't you have a leash for that dog?
Well,
Yeah,
she wouldn't bring it. It was in the car, and she was okay with that because she carries this dog everywhere.
By its neck.
And you know, and it's
Right.
one of those things you really got to figure out. You really got to look
What
to
are
see
you
what's
doing?
going on. She's drinking coffee, eating a donut,
Man, she's got her slides on too.
got her purse, and the dog's head and neck is right here. So the neck is in this portion of the arm, and the rest of the body is just kind of holding on and dangling.
Well, that's where the chin's supposed to sit.
She carried this poor dog around like this. And Gene, you're a dog lover like me. I don't know if you've got a dog, Dave. I can't remember.
I have a dog.
But I'm
Oh,
just
yeah.
like,
Oh yeah, I'm appalled right now. Yes, I
I'm
am.
just
I'm
like,
appalled.
what is this lady doing? And I tell you, this is the kind of stuff that would just make me go bonkers. You know, I've seen people fall asleep and drool on couches that we used to have that were in there. I mean, there was one guy that I tell you goes into the customer lounge. This is when we were still in the old store before we moved to our brand new Ford store. That he laid on the couch, and we had a long enough couch you could lay on. You could put your head down, you know, on the armrest and just fall asleep. He stuck his hand in his pants.
Oh,
He's sitting there, pass out.
what's wrong with that?
I'm just like, what is going on here? How is this possible? How is this possible?
Gene's like, and
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, in privacy, your own home is fine.
I do that all
but,
the
you know,
time.
Apparently, your place was very comfortable.
it was comfortable. I tell you what, in more ways than one.
Oh my goodness.
It was definitely interesting. So I don't know. What do you guys got?
So, right off the drip, I just want to say for the record, until you've picked up human feces in the service drive, you haven't lived yet. Okay? I'm just going to leave it at that.
I've
Okay?
got one of those experiences.
But had one customer in the showroom. So say it's your older showrooms. Everything now is kind of open air, this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
But say it's your old school showroom that's kind of a room off by itself.
Right. Got four
off the
walls
showroom
and a
floor,
little-
wherever it is.
Yep.
So go walking in there, and there's 2 tables, 3 tables, a couple nice chairs to sit in, loungers or whatnot. And this person just went in there, turned the lights out, pushed all the furniture he could push together, and we're just kind of just laying in there, hanging out, you know.
Wow.
Took the shoes off, made him a little fort, kind of, you know, with the chairs, and was kind of just, you know, like like you said, like it was his living room. So
Yeah.
well, what do you say to that? I mean, do you walk in there and you say, you you can't do this, whatever? But he took it upon himself to rearrange our furniture and make himself really freaking comfortable.
Well, respectfully, did they put it back when they were done, or did you have to go back and fix it?
I'm not going to slander this person because I don't honestly remember. But I want to say that there was an effort made.
Okay.
So that's all you can ask at that point.
Yeah. So when you're selling the service,
the mood lighting was freaky. The mood
you
lighting
have to
was
lay
freaky.
down with them and you're like, okay, Gene, I got your oil change done, but on the multi-point inspection, we found
the big spoon.
Not only mentioned. So this was a time when Chromecast had first come out, because we had a little conversation because he was in there watching something totally, some movie or something.
Right.
So he explained to me that it was the Chromecast. That's how the first time I ever saw what the Chromecast was. But he came in there, rearranged furniture, made himself at home, hooked up his device to our TV, and was just lounging.
I'm gonna be here for a while. Waiter's gonna wait.
It was at our place too. It was at
Came in for
it
was at ours.
Yes.
Oh man.
You know how if I remember correctly, they had you walk in the showroom, hanging right, and the waiting room was right there.
Yeah.
So that was the TV, and there was the furniture. Yeah. So
Because I remember they remodeled that. Because it used to be, there was it wasn't a door, but it was just like an entryway that it would fit a door, and then it had a wall, and then you would step inside and kind of go around. But then they opened it all up. They took that wall down. You could see into what was a hallway and everything. So that's pretty wild.
Yeah, it was in its infancy, but yeah.
It's changed a little bit. Yeah. So once they remodeled it, it looks better.
I think it changed again. I think haven't they remodeled again?
Yeah, I think it changed.
I want to say they did. Be honest with you, especially the waiting room, because it's more open now. So. But then again, I hadn't went in there, except for dropping my car off to get oil changes and stuff like that. But but it looks. I mean, they're doing what they need to do, I guess.
Man, do you remember those WinStar recalls?
Oh Jesus!
What are you talking about?
Oh my God, dude! Is that when it was just me, you, and Gene working at the service desk?
It was before
it was
DJ.
Us three, and we had to deal with all of them.
Well, because the older gentleman, Steve, because we had a younger Steve that worked with us.
Yeah.
The older Steve was out for something medical, a stint or something like that. And I hope he's still doing well, because he was really a neat dude. But it was just the three of us. And I think we had over 300, 350 of those WinStars in our back lot.
And loaners for 9 months.
We were writing checks to Enterprise, our warranty administrator said, for $75,000 a month.
Well, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. Yeah. The WinStar graveyard in the backyard. Yeah, that was crazy.
Wiper blades.
That was the worst. Yeah, that was the worst thing ever.
So wasn't there the rear axle and then a subframe?
Yeah. It was the rear axle, then the subframe. But if your vehicle sat there long enough or came later, you actually got to do both. You didn't have to come back.
Yeah.
So.
And then before that recall, when I was a tech, before I became an advisor, when you jump the fence, they had a WinStar recall for the latches for the seats.
Yeah.
So when you take the seat latches. Yeah. I personally had to replace seat latches in WinStars. And then I jumped the fence to become an advisor. And then all of a sudden, here comes this massive WinStar recall again. I'm like,
the latches weren't bad, but when you start seeing the rear axle recall, you kind of go a little crazy.
Where did you find that?
Your girl, man. I'm telling you.
That's Dave's
holy
kickboxing TIE fighter persona.
I'm ready. Bring on the axles. Bring on the axles. It's kind of like that
Holy-
Beatles haircut going on, though. That's kind of wild.
I don't know what the hell I was doing at that
I don't
point.
know.
I don't even know where that's. I don't even know where that came from.
That was kind of like that, kind of a look right there. I don't know.
I think I just got off work from the dealership at that point.
Pretty
And
much.
I was,
Pretty
I was, you know.
What was that, Dave? It was Wednesday. That's what it was.
Yeah,
It was Wednesday.
it was.
Wednesday at the dealership. We all had that look.
Oh,
Oh, man.
goodness. Holy smokes, dude.
Do you have any good entitlement stories?
Who?
Uh,
Go ahead, Gene.
no, you go. I'm trying to sort through all of them. What are you
No,
talking
I
about?
don't. I don't know what. I don't know which one.
Yeah,
you want me to tell
I have
you.
entitlement stories every day. All you people that come in there with cracked windshields. Really? Really? I mean,
Yeah.
I can show you the rock chip, but
Yeah.
for some
You
reason
just
you
gotta.
think that should be covered under warranty. You
Hey,
heard that rock hit your window.
Hey,
Why you bothering me?
was y'all working with me at Beach, or was y'all working with me at the dealership when that girl came in and tacoed her rim in a pothole, blew her rim apart,
Sounds
and
familiar.
wanted Ford to pay for it? She came in.
Yeah.
She had her. I think it was like a Explorer or something like that. I don't remember. But yeah, she came, had it towed in, came in and was like, "Look at my rim," and I'm like, "Okay, what'd you hit?" She was like, "A pothole," and I'm like, "Okay, what do you want me to do?" She was like, "Fix it. You're gonna owe me this much money." She was like, "It's covered under warranty."
I'm not paying for it. Mm-mm.
All right, so
Got my entitlement card right here.
What did you say?
Got my entitlement card.
Yeah, so there's that one.
So okay. Had a guy come in one time, had a rock go through his oil cooler underneath. Common
Oh, dude.
happens.
That-
Sucks when it happens. Common.
Yeah.
That'll do her, donkey.
Showed him, took it apart. Showed him the where the rock had punctured it. Just wasn't having it. Just not having it. And then granted, I mean, the car had, it was a new car, but act to God, man. So I can't help that. That rock jump up and bit you. Sorry. Here's the hole. Well, how do I know that's the hole? Because that's where the fluid's coming out, and you can see this little part on here that's not indented. So what was going to turn into his insurance and wanted us to pay the deductible because it was our fault. Like, no, that's not how that works.
No.
Sometimes you got to assume responsibility for your own stuff,
And that's the thing, man. It kills me that no one can take stuff at face value anymore, that it just is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Man,
I got
look, if I did it, it's my fault. I'm going to
Yeah.
pay for it. I'm not coming at you like I want something for free. That's my fault.
the thing
my
that
bad.
killed it is the surveys.
Oh, jeez.
One more time?
dude.
Surveys,
Mm.
the customer surveys that come in are what ruined it. And this is something I talk about all the time.
Ruined.
Dude, that was horrible.
Yep. Social media, man. I tell these people all the time when they do this. And I actually got into a disagreement with a guy. We were talking about a customer on one of these posts that had a paint chip. And the customer had never been to this dealership before. Came in just, I want to talk to somebody. I got a problem in my paint. Manufacturer's defect. That's got a small little dent and a paint chip. Who knows? He probably, I think from the post, they didn't have very many miles on it, but he didn't buy it there. Never serviced a vehicle ever there in his life. And he's coming in acting like a douchebag. And clearly there's a
You were probably the second or third place he went to.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. And I made a video on this because it drives me nuts, like the levels that it goes through. And this place evidently had a good advisor that had a good manager that did things like I would do, and just like, handle it. And if anything, you can't do it, send them over to me is what the manager said. And then I'll be the asshole and see what they say and just try to shoo them out the door. And that's what happened. The advisor tried to handle it. Didn't work. She sent it to the manager, and the manager's like, nothing I can do for you. And what happened? That thing that boggles my mind. Where's the guy that runs this show? Where's the GM? And the GM is probably typical. What's wrong? Yeah. You got a problem with your car? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll look into it. Okay.
Yep.
Comes back. Tell me about this guy.
Yeah.
What's wrong with this car?
That's always your
marked up.
typical. That's the
And-
first thing they say. Tell me about this guy.
Tell me about this guy. What's his? That's the first thing I ask. So what's his history like? First thing out of my mouth. What was history?
He's being an asshole.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. And then the guy that I was talking with on social media is just like, well, you got to pick your battles, and you really just stuff like that just take care of. No, it's one, the principle behind it, but then two, you've opened that door. So this guy's got hoodwinked at 3 other dealerships that have like, get the F out. You're not going to come in like this. First of all, act this way and expect something. And you've never done any business here, which is one of the things I love about dealerships. Dealerships are like the family mentality. A lot of independent shops are like that too. Not all when you get into the chain ones, but when you get into the small family-owned repair shops, they're the family entity. When you've got your regular customers, there's some loyalty there. And dealerships have that loyalty. And it boggles my mind that a few other people have clearly turned you down. And you come in acting like this, expecting something, knowing it's your fault. Like you said, Gene, it's your fault. Own up to it and just get it handled.
Mm-hmm.
You've got insurance for a reason. It boggles my mind that.
But it's going to make my insurance rates go up.
Yeah.
I can't afford my insurance rates to go up.
And on the, kind of piggybacking on that as a dealership guy, if I take care of you on this, you're going to keep coming back and expecting the same stuff.
Exactly. You're going to come back.
And, I have to deal with your survey.
Yeah.
I either...
I got to take my earbuds out.
You're going to be married for years, and you're going to give me these surveys, or you could just own up to your responsibility. I don't know. Maybe it's years of working in the customer service retail industry, but I don't act like that. I know you guys don't act like that. The entitlement has gotten just
it's terrible
out of the world.
It's sad to say, and not a lot of people admit it. And I say we, the dealerships. Independents really don't do any type of surveys for the most part, unless it's online. Everybody worries about the Google or the Facebook review. But
I have to do more damage control for that than anything else.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I say again, we in the industry, that is, we've bred this. We made this the way it is. And it's because we wanted the feedback. We wanted to see the best ways to grow, but it was a double-edged sword that came back and bit all of us in the ass. And we've got to rein it back in. We've got to just start putting our foot down and saying no. It's okay to say no.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay to stand somebody up and have them accept responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But how far does that? Yeah, but how far does that? We say no, somebody else is going to give it to them.
Well, I mean, there's
good for them.
Yeah, good for them. Well, they
enjoy
the
So had a car that was in an accident, and they brought it in because they were having an issue with clunking noise or something, whatever. But I was the third dealership they went to.
Okay.
Because the first two told them,
pound sand,
just go on somewhere. Once they said it was an accident, they just said go on somewhere. So I didn't find out it was an accident until I actually started getting into it and kind of looking at this is replaced, this is replaced, this is okay. So, okay, when did this issue start? Well, shortly after it came out of my shop. Okay, well, why didn't you tell us that before? So you got us chasing some phantom noise that you want covered under warranty because your car wasn't fixed properly. And I was held hostage for about 6 months.
Wow.
Loaner car, threatening letters, threatening calling my regional guy and all kind of stuff. But yeah, I was the third person that I just have to be the Mr. Nice Guy. I want to help everybody out, But just it's like I said, and like you guys alluded to, I still enjoy the interaction with the customers. I still enjoy people, this, that, and the other. But like you said earlier when we first started, it's very taxing. Especially with the new level of entitlement now. No one wants to assume responsibility for any of their actions, including my 17-year-old son, who calls me in the kitchen today as we're looking out the window. Is like, hey, my right front bumper is a little lower on the side. I don't know what happened to it. It's like, well, I'll tell you what happened to it, son. You hit something. That bumper just ain't gonna jump off the car. So what'd you hit?
At least he was trying to step into the realm of I made a mistake, at least, whereas our customers and clients, which, don't get me wrong, we love you all. If any of you all are watching the show, but
for sure.
Coming in,
Yeah.
And being like, I just don't know what happened. I was driving along. He just flew right off of there. Yeah. Come on.
Well, that's like one day I went outside. I was doing something to the oldest daughter's car.
Yeah.
Oh, changing the oil in is what I was doing. And so I shut the hood on it, and then I stepped back and I looked at her bumper, and I'm like, why does that look like the paint off of my fucking car? Nuh-uh. This didn't just happen, right? Look at the paint again. Look at my car. There's white paint on mine. There's paint transfer on hers. I'm like, ooh, okay. Come in the house.
She had an affection for you.
She's laying on the couch. I'm like, hey, did you hit my car? She's like, what? I was like, did you hit my car? She's like, no, I didn't hit your car. I was like,
you love.
I was like, paint transfer tells different. It's like,
you guys forget we've been doing this for years.
What is paint transfer? I was like, that's when you hit my car and my paint rubs off on your bumper and your paint rubs off on my bumper. It's called paint transfer. She looked at me. She's like, I didn't hit your car. Come on, dude. She denied it and then denied it and denied it. And still to this day will not admit that she hit my car. So I understand where you're coming from, Gene.
Clearly, somehow you're at fault, though, Dave.
Well, yeah, I had to pay the insurance deductible.
Yeah. Magic Eraser and Brake Clean maybe could have took that off. I don't know.
Kevin, you know how nerdy I am about my automobiles?
There's a place for everything, and everything has a place.
I change my oil every 5,000 miles with full synthetic. Actually, yeah, well, if I go 5,000, it's usually every 3,000 with full synthetic.
Now, someone watching the show is going to go, oh, why are you doing that full synthetic there, boy? It's
you know
just
what?
overpriced oil.
Yep. You know what? Because it's mine. I'm paying the money.
Exactly. Do what you want with it.
Do what you want. You do what you want. Let me do what I want. Don't hate on me. I love my automobiles. I love
absolutely.
Preventative maintenance is huge.
You got to love it.
Yep.
So what else have you got, Gene? Where else have you seen some fun and exciting things that have gone on?
everything fun and exciting happens south of Florida.
Oh, okay. In the open waters of the sea.
We need that video.
So
again, like I said, for the follow-up show, we'll make that happen. A little 5-minute musical interlude. I promise, Kevin, I'll get you that video.
I can't wait. I can't wait. That's something I'm looking for.
Gene singing the Love Shack karaoke on a cruise ship with his old lady.
A love shack, baby.
Oh man,
So, hilarious.
I tell you, I just can't wait because I'm trying to do everything I can to build the channel and everything. And I tell you, one of my favorite things, and Dave can attest to this too, is having you here on the show, Gene, because a lot of folks that don't know, Gene's got a lot of friends in high places, and he does a lot of special stuff. Gene's a pretty popular guy. He's a pretty big deal.
He is.
And he is such a big deal that
stop.
In order to hang out with certain people, he's got to not only look the part, act the part, but he's got to dress the part. And so we've got Little Wayne on the show here with us today, folks. Little Wayne on the show.
Big Lil Wayne.
Here.
There it is.
I tell you what, when I saw that, I was dying because I actually had to do a triple take. I was like, and then I saw the UK on the hat, and I was like, oh man, Gene's dressed up.
Yeah, I like to take vacations from myself occasionally.
Absolutely,
and be somebody else. Big Lil Wayne's one of my personas. I also have Tickle Whip McTavish. Tickle Whip McTavish. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe it was our dealership. Maybe it's another dealership. But one of our little receptionist girls sold adult toys. And
who would have known?
I mean, I don't know how that conversation came up. She was just selling her wares, I guess. Obviously, in 2022, you can't do that shit in the workplace. But back in the day, that shit was fair game. So yeah.
Could you just picture that? The customer comes up acting like a jackwad, and you're sitting there, you reach under the desk, and you're like, "Don't you talk to me that way? I'll use this on you." And it's like, that would be awesome. Look at that big UK cat back there. Go Cats! Rawr.
Yeah.
But,
so, quick chance for you, real quick.
Look at this.
Let y'all know what we're dealing with over here. I'm a man of many disguises.
Oh, we ain't gonna know.
Just in time for St. Patrick's Day.
Big green Gene.
Yeah, green Gene.
Oh yeah,
you're not gonna
like it. Hold on, I got another one for you. Hold on.
Oh yeah, we got that one too.
This is there it is. See, I always do that. I was bald headed back then.
Yeah, you had it all. It's Bat Dad.
It's Bat Dad.
Off camera, he's got his whole box of tricks over here.
Whole box. You never know what you're gonna get over here in the big blue room.
This is hilarious.
Then you got when guys get ready to go to work and they're all hopped up on energy drinks.
Wasn't that at Bobby's house?
No, that was at our old place right there.
Yeah, that was at our old place. Yeah. I think that was during the part of our run of us just being like just the three of us.
Yeah,
I think that was that was it at that time? Man, I don't know.
Yeah,
all that time of just us three just.
So give them the story. Give them the story.
Man, I don't even know if I can remember the whole entire story, but all I know is that it was me, you, and Kevin.
All right. So
us three.
We started the day with 5, maybe 6. I think 5. So 5 on the front lines, and the owner comes downstairs. So the service desk had a long wall in the back of it. The manager's office was to the far left. So out of our corner eye, our left eye, we see the owner come downstairs. He comes downstairs and he looks to his right, which is the row of advisors, and you see this thing going on there.
Yep.
And then he takes an abrupt left, goes into the manager's office, shuts the door. 15 minutes later, the manager comes out, kind of got that worried look on his, the furrowed brow look, the kind of points to two of our coworkers, calls them in the office. Next thing we know, it's just the three of us.
Just the three of us.
The three of us. It's like May. We're at a major brand store, just gearing up for summertime, and it's just three people. And that was probably well, I'm getting ahead of myself. So it was just the three of us from 7 o'clock to we didn't leave that place most times till 7:30, 8 o'clock.
7:30, yeah.
And we didn't take lunches. We couldn't do anything but
that's where
the whole entire day, 12, 13 hours a day.
That's where Grandma's Big Mamas came into play.
Yeah.
That's exactly where Grandma's Big. Shout out to Grandma's.
Constantly.
Shout out to Grandma's Pizza.
You guys are awesome. Big Mamas came into play, dude. That's what we do. We'd have to put a Big Mama in the back of us, and just when we got a chance from a phone break or a customer break, scarf down a couple pieces of pizza.
We worked that whole summer, just the three of us. And like I said, I tell this story at least once a month to whoever will listen, because you guys get those things on Facebook. Name a coworker that you couldn't live without, or that you wouldn't give up, or somebody, whatever, however you want to put it. These two guys right here are my guys. Those two guys are my guys, and that Big Daddy in the back, Daddy,
right?
Oh, sunshine!
But those guys are my guys.
Hey, that's where
we
were at Dave and Buster's.
Yeah. So Sun Tzu, The Art of War, for all you folks out there. It's called Death Ground. It's having your back up against the wall. Okay, so Sun Tzu was this military guy, and a lot of times he was outnumbered. So he would put his troops in death ground, meaning that they could not go backwards; they could only go forwards. Roman soldiers and soldiers of old only had armor in the front because there was no retreat. And what it does is it makes you fight harder because you have nowhere to go. It's called Death Ground. And me and these gentlemen were on Death Ground for the entire summer, and I wouldn't trade that summer for any experience in my life. I mean, that was from a non-family, point of view. And I was a team guy. I played football for UK, but these guys right here, we became bonded brothers through that experience. And that's why we're coming to you. I mean, live and direct right now. But yeah, the love that I have for these guys that developed over that time we spent together, just having each other's backs, and we have nowhere to go but forward. It was a bond we'll share till the end. And I love you guys for that.
Praying one of y'all wasn't leaving me.
That's why I
was the senior advisor on the desk, because you guys came in after I was already an advisor. So I was like, oh,
wasn't no leaving.
I
wouldn't have, and I probably couldn't have done it with anybody else.
I was like, holy smokes, dude, don't do it. I'm telling Dan, I'm like, man, don't help. Just help. We need help, dude. We need people. He's not going to let us. It's you guys. This is Dave. This is what it is.
Yeah.
How are we going to deal with 135 plus tickets a day? Honestly, with 3 advisors, and I love my technicians, dude. My technicians were awesome, but technicians, were complaining. It was the start of the complaining thing with technicians. You know, they felt that you didn't get them enough work, and then all of a sudden you got them a bunch of work, and then now they're pissed off because they got to work.
Yeah.
I got confused here somewhere. I'm really, really not sure where you want me to go with this, but what did you just say to me? You don't want to work? What?
Yeah.
Okay.
I tell you, it was the best experience that I had. That, you know, I agree. I tell this story to people all the time. And it usually starts out talking about the WinStar recall because they're like, oh, yeah, we had about 30 of those. When I was in Missouri, I was talking to someone about our story. And I was like, did y'all get a lot of those cars? Because Missouri dealerships are way different than they are like in Ohio or out west or down in Florida. They're small. Like to them, they're big, but they're small. And like literally at the place we worked at, just think of like, you had the row in front of the dealership where they'd park cars along the curb. You had that section, what they called used cars. And then just the row on the office side. And that's it. That's it. There's no other parking anywhere else. So they had no room for anything. And then when you tell them you had 350 WinStars in your back lot, they're like, oh, no, you didn't have that many. Oh, that's not possible.
Yes,
That's not possible.
It wasn't not a joke. That is not a joke.
Definitely a different experience for sure, but it's I tell you, it is the most fun I've ever had, and it's been very hard to come close to you know, the love that I share for you guys at other places. I've made a couple other really good friends. I got 2 guys that are out west that I really love, but I mean, you guys are like my brothers, you know, and I love you guys a lot.
Always. Like you got this and you wanted to do this, and we did it. That's what it is.
Amazing.
You know,
I want to do some more Guitar Hero with Gene. And, you know, I walked in the house that one day for our advisor party we all had together. And
that was awesome.
I was dying. That was awesome.
Ever.
I feel bad because I told I'm supposed to be playing real guitar with Dave by now. I feel bad, and that didn't happen. So, you know, I mean, I'm still a Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
That man over there. Yeah, I'm supposed to be playing with him right now.
Hey, you know, you just got to keep twiddling.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm more of the, hey, buddy, what's going on?
Hi.
Man, we're glad to have you on the show.
That's so cool.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's what we do, man.
The little rocker right there.
Yep. It's my dude. Just like me, which is not good.
You sure he doesn't look anything like you?
No. I mean, blonde haircut from him. Not me.
Are there bubbles in there?
Because it's called a level.
The bubbles there.
It's called a level.
And why
All right, don't mess with it.
And why can stick on
Okay, back upstairs. Just for a few more minutes. Back upstairs.
Just few more minutes.
Yeah, and then you can play.
Done.
And then you can play video games. Go upstairs.
Yep.
Oh no, when you're done doing your video, can you play wrestle game with me?
Sure.
Oh, I want to play a wrestle game with Dad.
Where I fight you?
I want to play a wrestle game.
Upstairs, son. Yes, we will wrestle. Dude, it's we have to wrestle every night, dude. It's wrestling.
I got a rack of ribs upstairs. I'm supposed to be wrestling.
Dude, where you live? Don't say your address. Yeah, don't say your address. But I'm on my way. If you got a fucking rack of ribs, if you got a rack of ribs,
I got a fucking rack of ribs. By the time you get here, there'll be nothing but a box of bones.
Okay. Proper.
I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying.
You are not allowed to tell a skinny dude that you have a rack of ribs,
bro. Dude,
and not share.
We live in the same town. That's no problem at all.
Right.
What you need to do is get our boy from over there
Oh, it
over
wasn't that
here
Tara.
so I can make
Tara.
everybody a rack of ribs. I said, I got to feed this, bro. I got to feed this. I have every
I'm
cooking
skinny.
device
I'm
known
hungry.
to man, except for
always
sous
hungry.
vide. I'm not gonna do the sous vide
you-
just yet.
I'm just
I
hungry.
hope he's watching, and I'm sure I'll see it here in a minute. But it just the belly thing made me think of this because I got my curvy belly. It's my sympathy pregnant belly is what I still have. I just haven't lost it. And do you remember young Steve?
Yes.
Do
Tripod.
you remember how
He's
much?
in China, isn't he?
Well, he was, and then he came back. I don't know if he's gone back. I don't
I
know.
was wondering.
But do you remember the one time he was standing there and he was going like this? And I was like, what was that? What was that? And he's like, what are you talking about? I was like, dude, what do you got? And it was like chest hair. And he lifts up his shirt. And dude, I had never seen a more perfect, like absolutely perfect, manicured patch of hair all the way across his chest, straight down. It literally looked like he went to Lowe's or Home Depot and cut out like a little patch of carpet and glued it to his chest. He had that for like 2 weeks. And I was like, dude, do the girls like that? And he's like, oh, and I hope he's watching because I got nothing but love for the kid. I was like, have you ever thought about shaving that? Have you ever? Oh, no. I'm like, well, you could. You just got to use clippers and then come back with some cream.
Manscaping wasn't in back then, man.
Well, he did it. He says, I took your advice, and boy, it hurt really bad. He was like, look at this. And dude, he lifted up his shirt, and it looked like somebody shot him with the smallest BBs with like a machine gun. It was just red blotches everywhere. It was hilarious.
There's nothing quite as breathtaking as his shirt.
Like he took his shirt off. It was like he was still wearing his shirt.
Man, that poor kid.
I love that little guy. Oh,
Is
man.
he even old enough to work here? Ma'am?
Yeah, you got a lot of that.
What? Wait.
Yeah.
Why you gotta mess with my little buddy? Yes, he is old enough to work here.
Do you remember when I had that? I had that sciatic nerve, and I was hurt real bad.
Did you only have one sciatic nerve, or do you still have it?
Well, yeah, I had the one pain. I still got it. I didn't get rid of it yet.
Oh.
And he comes up there and he does one of these numbers. I'm here to make you laugh because I know you can't do this because it hurts because you're gonna hurt back. And dude, I was on the floor. I was in tears. I was laughing so hard.
Hey, yo. I just got the battery low signal.
Uh-oh.
You didn't bring the charger downstairs with you?
Man, this is my wife's setup, man. I don't know nothing about this stuff, man.
Oh man. Well,
we got time.
He's getting a battery low. How much percent do you got?
What does it say? How many percentages do you have?
Okay, when I'm on, okay, hold on. As it full screen. And
He's gonna disappear here in a second.
16.
He's gonna hit the wrong button.
Keep an eye on the number.
Yep. Just keep an eye on the number. When it gets to like 4, then let us know.
Okay.
Unless you want to go now.
No, we talking, man.
I like it. I miss you guys, dude. For real. This is awesome.
Well, we can definitely do this again. I plan on having a show where there's a big group of us all together talking and having a good time.
And maybe I have a better background by then.
Please do.
That was just fine.
We need to make it on days where the Wildcats win. Otherwise, I may not want to talk.
Oh yeah.
Just saying.
Well, I mean, you gotta, man. That's like, man, you gotta leave that. You gotta leave that on the other. Leave that there, and then come talk to us, man. Like, you can't bring that. You gotta what?
We could take a picture of it and we could just put it on different walls.
Yeah.
So I'm working on the setup here. So if you all ever do come out this way, I'll have, a second and third chair going on. Got the mics already here and everything. So I've got it pretty well, set up. So we could do multiple.
So do you have access to, okay. All right. So I wouldn't have a problem, but I have 3 big dogs.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, if we can get together You guys come out here, hang out for the afternoon, whatever. I will cook us up a mess of shit you will not believe. That's what I do.
Ooh.
I want to put my food in you.
I'm just waiting for the date.
He wants to put his mate in us.
I don't really much care what else is said. Just give me a date.
Lamb chops.
Oh my gosh. We're gonna have to bring some extra meat.
Here,
We'll do a big cookout. We'll all contribute. Put it in there. Do a big.
You guys just bring sides. I'll take care of all the proteins. I'll smoke us a brisket.
Hey man,
all kind of shit.
There's my chicken legs.
There you go. Now,
man,
I thought that was a picture of you in shorts for a second. So
it was. We won't talk about that until later.
Tri-tip.
Oh man,
I can't. How come I can't? Well, tri-tip. Yeah, tri-tip.
Look at that. Oh,
that's how serious I am. I even have a hybrid chef butcher knife. I mean, I'm serious about my shit.
Did you reverse sear that?
Matter of fact, I did.
Oh,
you did, didn't you?
Matter of fact, I did.
Me and Kevin are sitting here waiting for an answer like,
yeah, I'm kind of anticipating here. I was
did he not hear me? Should I answer?
I've got no food, anything on my phone. Unfortunately, I just.
Oh, dude, I love food, man.
It's all just car parts.
I love being in my kitchen.
Rotisserie glazed pork loin with a blueberry reduction. That's how we do over here, baby.
I'm listening.
Just bring the sides. I got you.
You're talking about blueberry reductions?
This is way better than
you just went from the partner blueberry video to a food video.
Ooh.
Oh yeah!
King of the swine, king of the swine, king of the swine.
We're gonna start our own cooking show. Watch.
Oh, we can do that. We can do that.
Dude, I stand and ask Jessica, dude. I'm in my kitchen every night, all the time, dude.
I'm not gonna lie. The wife is our cook.
Yeah,
I am pretty mean with a microwave.
I don't even look
pizza
at
rolls.
If it was up to me, I would
TV
have
dinners.
an oven where my microwave is.
We have a double oven.
We do too, and I hate it.
We have a double oven.
I hate it.
So when you get really good, you do the shrimp boil, lobster boil.
I can't eat seafood.
I can.
I can't. You can keep that to yourself.
Eat the tri-tip.
I swell up like a blowfish. It's really weird. Really not sure why. I'm really confused.
I just picture the time that you would
shrimp. Why am I blowing up like fire off a fucking Willy Wonka in a chocolate factory? Really confused.
Oh man. Well, don't go anywhere, guys.
Love to have y'all in the backyard.
Oh man.
Privacy fence. We got the pergola out here rocking. Outdoors, it's just like hanging out indoors. TV outside.
That's
fire
awesome.
pit. Come on by. Like I said, spend some time, and I'll cook up a mess of stuff. Let the kids run around. We'll leave the dogs inside. Be a good time.
Nice.
I like it.
Well, hang out right there.
We could do the podcast from there.
We could. I got all the
right
stuff
off the grill. Right, pointing right at Gene on the grill.
Live on location.
What a good time.
Live on location.
Live on location.
We'll even try to get a turkey drop going.
Like turkey drop.
Yeah, like WKRP. And
that's what I thought you was going with. Okay.
WKRP.
The carnage. Turkey.
I'll stand on the roof and just throw them down.
Oh my gosh.
Johnny Fever died like 2 weeks ago.
He did. I know. I was just thinking about that today, man. So that's the reason I think it came back up in my head and I said that. But yeah.
But they say booger. That show was awesome.
It was
Oh
awesome.
man. Well, guys, I'm really glad I got you all here on the show. It's meant a lot. It's been an awesome conversation. I really wholeheartedly want to thank you so much for being here. I'm glad we could, have everybody on here, including an appearance by Little Wayne.
Big Lil
Wayne.
Wayne.
But I know your battery's about to die, and Dave's got a wrestling match going. So again, thank you so much for coming on. Feel free to hang out for just a second backstage, and then we'll talk again after the show. So again, thank you so much. I do want to
Thank you.
You gotta do this again.
It's amazing, dude. I love seeing you guys, dude. That's awesome.
Yep.
Back.
A lot of love in that group.
Yep. Awesome. Well, again, thank you so much for everyone that tuned in tonight. I really appreciate you all watching the show. Definitely remember to make sure you subscribe so you can catch all of our latest content. We really do appreciate everyone tuning in. And if you haven't already, hit that bell so you can make sure you get everything. Make sure to like, tag, share. And again, thank you so much for tuning in. Do appreciate it so much. Again, my name's Kevin. We had Dave and Eugene here on the show tonight. And this is the Parts and Service Desk. Take care. Have a great night.